You know, when we think about fast bowling in T20 cricket, we immediately picture someone steaming in, hitting 150 kilometers per hour. But what if I told you the real secret to dominating this format isn't about the speed gun at all? What if it's about what's going on up here, in your head? In this explainer, we're going to break down how any fast-medium bowler can become a captain's absolute MVP.
See, raw speed is awesome, no doubt, but it's also predictable, and a good batsman can use that pace against you. The real game, the real battle, isn't against the piece of willow in their hands, it's against their brain. It's all about psychology and the art of deception.
So on one side, you've got brute force. It's spectacular, it's intimidating, for sure. But on the other side, you have something way more cunning, and honestly, even more deadly: strategic deception. This is where you make a 130-kilometer-per-hour ball feel totally unplayable, not because it's fast, but because it's a complete surprise. So, the big question is, how do you, without that expressed pace, not just survive, but actually dominate against guys who are trying to launch every single ball into the stands? Well, it all comes down to 3 core secrets, and we're going to build them up one by one.
Okay, secret number 1. This is the bedrock, the foundation of everything. Before you can even think about tricking a batsman, you have to establish control. But control over what? We're not talking about the whole pitch. We're talking about owning one tiny, specific, and incredibly annoying patch of turf.
And here it is. We call it the T20 box. Think of it as no man's land for a batsman. It's not short enough for an easy pull shot, and it's definitely not full enough to cream through the covers. It is the awkward zone. Hitting this spot again and again and again just squeezes the batsman, denying them any freedom to swing their arms.
You know, so many bowlers think their job is to get a wicket with every single ball. But in T20, your number one job is to build pressure. A wicket, that's just the side effect of all that pressure. Dot ball after dot ball after dot ball, all in that T20 box. It makes a batsman desperate. And you know what desperate batsmen do? They make mistakes.
So what's the benchmark? What are you aiming for? It's simple. If you can land the ball in that T20 box 6 times out of 10 in the nets, you are match ready. That's it. It's a clear, simple target that builds the entire foundation for everything else we're going to talk about.
All right, so once you've got that control, once you own the T20 box, you need an arsenal, you need weapons. But here's the thing. You do not need a dozen different trick balls. In fact, to start with, you really only need 3. The secret isn't having a lot of options. It's about mastering the few you have.
And here it is. This is your entire T20 toolkit. First up, the hard length ball. That's your stock delivery, your bread and butter, the one you pound into that T20 box. Second, the slower off cutter. This is your surprise weapon, the one that messes with their timing and makes that big heave-ho look silly. And third, wide Yorker. This is your get-out-of-jail-free card, especially in the final overs.
Just 3. Why only 3? Well, because each one asks a completely different question of the batsman. The hard length ball asks, can you play off the back foot under pressure? The cutter asks, can you adjust your timing? And the wide Yorker asks, how good is your reach, really? With just these 3, you have an answer for pretty much anything they throw at you. And that brings us to the third and most advanced secret. Okay, you've got control, you've got your tools. Now it's time to level up. This is where we stop just bowling and we start thinking. This is about turning a physical contest into a psychological one by reading the batsman's mind before they even know what they're going to do.
I love this quote. The best bowlers, before they even start running in, they're watching. They're reading. What are the batsman's feet doing? Where's their weight? Are they trying to give themselves room? They're looking for tells, just like a poker player. They've already decided which of their 3 balls to bowl based on these tiny little clues.
Now this, right here, this is your cheat sheet. It's a simple if this, then that formula. Look, if you see the batsman moving across their stumps, they're looking to hit you to the leg side. The answer? A hard length ball right at their body to cramp them for room. If they're staying way back in their crease, waiting to generate power, boom, hit them with the slower ball. It ruins their timing. And if they step outside off stump, trying to open up the offside, you guessed it, the wide Yorker is the perfect reply.
And right there, that's when bowling stops being just a physical act and becomes a strategic duel. It's a chess match. You're reading your opponent's move, and you're delivering the perfect counterattack. You're not just a bowler anymore. You're a tactician. You're one step ahead.
So let's put it all together. We have the system. Control the box is your foundation. The 3-ball formula is your toolkit, and reading the batsman is your strategy. But how do we actually forge these skills so they hold up when the pressure is really on in a match?
Because look, it's one thing to talk about this stuff, right? It's another thing entirely to execute a perfect wide Yorker with a packed stadium roaring and a set batsman staring you down. That's why your practice has to feel real. It has to simulate that pressure.
Here's a super simple but crazy effective way to do it. It's the pressure drill. Put down 3 cones for your 3 key deliveries. Hard length, slower ball, wide Yorker. Bowl a set of 12 balls. But here's the key. Add consequences. If you get hit for a boundary in your mind, you owe 5 push-ups. It adds a little sting to failure, and it really sharpens your focus. And on the flip side, every dot ball you bowl is a win, building up that confidence brick by brick. At the end of the day, let the express pace guys worry about breaking bats. The smart, fast medium bowler, you're doing something way more devastating. By outthinking, by deceiving, and by frustrating the batsman, you break their ego. You make them second-guess their entire game plan. And in T20 cricket, my friends, that is the ultimate win.